what are you looking to accomplish within the next year? What's a goal of yours?
In the next year, I would like to. My goal was a duplex, but I don't know. I saved up the money for me an investment property back in 2020. And then when they had that order of um you couldn't put people out if they didn't pay
Yeah.
their rent, I took the money and built a sunroom on my house. I said, I can't deal with that. I work for the prison system. Somebody don't give me my money, I'm gonna be in trouble because I'm, I'm not dealing with people not paying the rent. So I took that money and built a sunroom on my house, and I've saved up again. But I would like to get a duplex for my family. That's that's one of my goals. For that maybe one of them can live in one, and then we can rent the other out, or
Yeah.
something like that. Now my son has just decided to move to Florida, so I may not do that now.
Airbnb
But
instead, right?
yeah. So yeah, I that's one of my goals. I don't know if that's going to happen in the next year or so, just because where I want to buy, well, my investor who I told you bought 5 or 6, I won't compete with my clients, okay?
Yeah.
So saying that, he got one in Powell. I sold to him for 300K, 2 bedroom, I think 1.5 bath, maybe in Powell, Worthington Schools. I sold him one in Worthington. It was kind of off market because I know I was in that groups with those
Yeah.
people. So I like friends with all of them. And that was in the middle of COVID. And now those duplexes are now like 500,000.
Yeah.
So I didn't pay that much for this house. So saying that, I'm not going to buy investment property more than what the house I paid that I'm living in. So so I don't know. It just depends on what, the economy does. It depends on another goal of mine. I was going to try to buy like a condo in Florida because we go a lot.
Yeah.
Um but the HOAs for where I want to be at, it's just like I don't feel like I'll make money. It has to make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I've honestly been thinking about this. We bought 3 investment properties this year. And I've honestly been thinking about just looking back in Northeast Ohio. Obviously, prices are cheaper than what they are here,
Hmm.
probably higher than what they're used to there.
Right.
But you can still probably get something pretty decent and still get a decent rent and all those things. And that's just another a spot to pay attention to as well. So don't
So
know
I
if
have been looking in Northeast Ohio at duplexes. They have 1970 kitchens, so they do need to be renovated. You can get a duplex there for 120,
yeah,
130, 40, 50 in a little town. You probably heard of it, Austin Town.
yep,
So that's where we lived at before we moved here.
yep,
And so I was planning on maybe getting one, down there. But that's my plan, to maybe get an investment property. Or I was even thinking about paying this house off. You know what I mean? So if I want to say dump the state, I could just do real estate. My house is paid off.
there you go,
You
there
know.
you go.
I don't know.
Ebony, what's a 5-year goal for you?
Um, right now, my 5-year goal is probably just retiring from the state because I only got 6 years left. So that's my goal right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
retire.
Anything on the real? Any plans on the real estate side?
On the real estate side, I just want to continue to be a value to the customers. You know, God has blessed me in this business. I mean, I could be sitting here with maybe nothing going on, and like I just say, like last month, I got 4 in contract right now.
Yeah,
And a listing just coming tomorrow, and I would just hope that God continue to bless me to bless others with my abilities to help them get into a house.
for maybe the audience and those listening that maybe are trying to navigate the waters of maybe transitioning into real estate from another career, or maybe someone like yourself, right? Like we've had this conversation. We honestly just had it today, but when you were on Clubhouse, I think last week or the week
Mhm,
before,
mhm.
this whole part-time, full-time thing, right? Like,
Yeah. Oh, it's a big thing in the real estate community.
how have you been, maybe those that are listening in are like, man, like, how did she just say she got 4 in contract plus working a full-time job at the state, right? And, kids and everything in life, right? For you, how have you been able to navigate those waters?
I think it's because I'm very organized. I think you have to be organized. I think you have to be a go getter and you have to know how to manage your time wisely.
Hmm.
Even if that means, I'm not going to lie, I have taken vacation off for a week just to do more stuff with my clients. Um, but you have to be able to, in the background, you'll see I have like little stuff up on the in the
Yeah,
background, and I'll put like, and over here I'll put this one's in contract, that's in contract, this one I got to have the earnest money by this day, I got to do this. And I keep all of this stuff. This used to be my dining room. I sold the table and just made it an office. And I have 4 bedrooms. My office was upstairs, but I have outgrown it because it's the small room, and I have so much stuff going on with real estate that I needed a bigger room.
yeah,
So I think if you have another job, I think it is doable. I think I'll tell you, one of my clients, I got her to get her license in Tampa because I wanted to get my license there. But I have to realize I'm only one person and I can't be in Tampa and in Columbus and do this state job. And she goes, Ebony, how do you do it? I don't know how you do it. And I'm like, honey, like, I'm over here telling her, hey, somebody on Facebook was looking for somebody in your area. I tagged you. Go, go, go now. You know, you got to
yeah,
be able to like be on
yeah,
it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. People get into this business because they either want more money, more time, more freedom,
Hmm.
right? And the reason why a lot of agents fail is because they have too much time and freedom on their hands, right? They have too much flexibility within their schedule. They don't know what to do, and there's not that sense of urgency that's created because maybe you leave corporate America or a job where you're working 9 to 5, and now you're in real estate. It's like, well, what do I got to do today?
Right.
But it's just that, right? It's getting on those opportunities when they present themselves. I mean, what's a legacy goal for you? What's a goal you're trying to hit when you're no longer here?
A legacy goal for me is to leave my kids generational wealth. Part of me was like, when my daughter graduated, I don't want to pay Olentangy taxes anymore. So I am going to get me a 5 level split built in Sunbury, play like Big Walnut school taxes, or something like that. And, the last couple of years, I mean, I'll say 6 to 8 months ago, I said, I'm not going to do that. Um, I got a house in one of the highest rating school districts right now. Um, that probably will never see houses in the 200 grands ever again.
Hmm.
And I said, um, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to pay this house off, and these kids will always have this house, you know. And then I'm going to get something if God blesses me with more deals, maybe something, a duplex here, a duplex in Florida, or something like that. And that's what my legacy is, to leave them a lot more comfortable than they are today. That they'll
Yeah,
have some wealth when I'm out of here. That's one of my main goals to do for my children.